Oh. Pinch this. His hand between the block. No. Oh, well, Jim quit. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
The two of them.
We are live.
All right, I'd like to call the regular meeting to order. April 21st, 2026 at 5:30 p.m.
Keith Gordon,
Yes.
Tim Han,
Yes.
Max Louie.
Yep.
Michelle Kelly. Here. Jamie Wilson. Here. Sean Junior.
Here.
James Cartwright.
Here.
Riley Ordway.
So I'll stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Person to address the board. Anybody want to address the board? Good to me. I need a motion to approve the revised agenda.
No motion.
I'll second.
To the motion, Michelle, the second. Any questions, comments, concerns with the revised agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Presentations to the board. Youth government.
Oh, she has us here. Just in time.
That's just setting up. Can I just announce the candidates for the board?
Sure can.
While we're waiting. So we had 3 applicants, Michelle and Amy Ree, submitted, and Jeremy Marsh. The drawing of the order on the ballot with Aaron and Brittany as my witnesses, and Jeremy Marsh will be first, Jamie Wilson will be second, and Michelle Kelly will be third on the ballot. Okay,
Thank you very much, ma'am.
you're very welcome.
Never last in our hearts.
Are they ready?
When
you are. All right. They're up.
So in March, we went on the youth and government trip to Albany to bring our bills. So what is youth and government? Youth and government is a student program that simulates real government for 7th to 12th graders. The students get to create a legislative bill and go to our state capital, Albany, and present it in front of hundreds of other kids. Students write bills, debate important issues in our state, and participate in mock legislative sessions. Why does this program matter? This program builds leadership and public speaking skills. It encourages civic engagement while also building an understanding of how our state government works. The skills students gain is communication, researching, debating, critical thinking, collaboration, and confidence while in professional environment. Student impact is this year, our program took 8 students to Albany where we presented bills. One group took a bill on creating mandated label for all AI-generated deepfakes used during political campaigns in both local and statewide elections. And the other group took a bill on making longer sentences mandatory for kidnapping. Other opportunities from youth and government. Youth and government is not just an experience students can get. Youth and government is not the only experience students can get from this program. There's also the Conference on National Affairs, National Judiciary Conference, and the Y Corps. Addison Brott got into Kona this year and will be attending the conference. Morgan Grooms got picked for outstanding delegate as well. What comes out of this program? With this program, students are more involved in civic activities. They improve their public speaking skills while also promoting academic engagement. And then thank you for listening to our PowerPoint. We're truly appreciated for this opportunity to share why youth and government matters to our students. You can ask questions if you need to.
Anybody have any questions?
What did your bills do at the floor?
Our group, the bill got sent to joint assembly, which is where like the top bills of the program go, but ended up getting defeated there, while the other bill went to regular
Our
conference.
bill was the AI in government and the other bill was the academic.
And they got passed in regular conference.
but vetoed by the governor.
Mhm.
So they got to kind of see that they did get passed in General Assembly, but then it was vetoed by the governor.
What goes into discerning, like, when you choose what you're gonna pick, like kidnapping, sentencing over other crimes, I guess? How'd you narrow that down?
That wasn't my bill, so I don't really know what their thought process was on that.
So your bill, how'd you go about, like, how'd you pick that over other topics?
Well, we wanted something that was relevant in today's media, which AI is taking over lots of social media and it's
Right.
getting harder to tell which is fake and what's real. So we chose something that is like a pressing matter, what we thought is right to stand up for.
Thank you.
900 students there this year for the high school only. So it was 900 students. I don't even know how many bills it was. It was crazy this year. Addie Brout was selected for the second time in a row out of the students who applied. She was selected to go on to a national conference. So when you're talking 900 kids, it's a pretty big deal for her. And I'm working with Josie Preston. I think she's going to be our first student to earn her civic readiness seal graduation. So it's a pretty big deal for her. She's been doing it since 7th grade, and she's the only student who's been in it with the civic readiness seal availability for us. So Josie and I have been working on kind of making sure she can check all the boxes next year and get that at graduations.
Okay.
8 students from GB went.
For the high school program, yeah, if you remember, we were here in the winter with 22. So we keep about a third. It gets harder in high school.
Well, you got so much more to do too.
There's so much more to do, and it's when you're talking 900 students, and they are brutal. They're brutal at the high school level.
Well, that's still pretty good numbers
Yeah.
for high school GD, because
Yeah.
like Tim said, even varsity sports, you start off as modified with 100 kids, and by the time you get to varsity, you're down to 10, so. Well, good job, ladies, very good job.
I appreciate you guys and hopefully you'll continue because
You've been here
being
since
somebody, yes, being somebody that as a high school junior went to the legislative internship program and got into civic engagement in that, I really appreciate the program and keep up with it because I think there's a lot of kids don't step forward to even sit at a group like this. Keep pushing forward.
I
Thank
think
you.
both these ladies applied for board
How
positions.
many years have you guys done?
I've done it since my 7th grade year and I've done it all the way through to this.
Nice. And I've done it since we.
Yes,
Good job.
awesome. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
I get a motion to approve the minutes for the March 31st, 2026 meeting.
Motion.
That James, the motion, Tammy, the second. Any questions, comments, concerns, if I can? Any opposed? Administrative data reports.
Okay. So our April data presentation, I found this meme online. I thought it was very apropos for this week. That New York weather is like throwing out temperature like it's picking Powerball numbers, right? So I hope you all enjoyed the snow this weekend after an 80-degree day. Just like everything we do here at GV, it's all about students first. So I thought we'd start this month with just a couple pictures. We have some of our elementary students celebrating Easter. There was a wonderful picture taken of our varsity baseball team on one of their most recent trips. And then that picture down at the bottom was a wonderful opportunity that some of our upper elementary students were able to have with some local veterans who came and did a lesson for them on flag folding as a way to get students ready for that very important flag ceremony that we all do in June. So I just wanted to share those pictures with you. So we are now at the end of the third marking period, so I wanted to give you an update on our attendance. If you remember, we've been trying as an admin team to update you every 10 weeks on our chronic absenteeism rate. And so chronic absenteeism, again, is 10% of the school year, which is 18 days, which ends up being 4.5 days per 10-week marking period. So any student at the end of March, marking period 3 ended on March 27th. So any student with 13.5 days or more is on track to be chronically absent. And I do realize the numbers are small. Right now, as of March 31st, we have 30 students who are already chronically absent, which is 6.37% of our student body. I want to also remind you that only students in first grade through 12th grade count for chronic absenteeism, given that kindergarten is not compulsory school age. So what does this really mean for GV? Well, at 10 weeks, we had 0% of our students chronically absent. At 20 weeks, 1.91, 30 weeks, 6.37. I did find some data from New York State. It's from the 22-23 school year. That's the last year that they have published some of the data. Statewide, the chronic absenteeism rate was 29.1%. So if at 30 weeks at GV we're at 6.37, that's a phenomenal number for chronic absenteeism. And we really need to give kudos to our teachers, our counselors, our social worker, our admin team for making this an environment where kids want to come to school. We will always have those students with high absenteeism, and some of those factors are really just beyond our control. But I will say that I really think the team here does a great job of kids knowing that they're valued here when they come to school. So
Any comparison over prior year?
I can give that data to you. I don't have it with me.
And I wish I would have known you were doing this presentation tonight, because I just was in a meeting last Thursday and got the county numbers. The county, we're looking at starting a truancy court. Almost like a drug court, something like that. That has some punitive consequences, not only for the child, but for the parents. We met with Judge Jones, court, learning, probation department. So it gives it a little more teeth than what it has now. Right now, there's not a whole lot of ways to hold anyone accountable.
Right. In the past, as districts, we were able to also reach out and file educational neglect. If a student was missing a significant amount of school, those reports are no longer taken.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to address some of the foundational factors that impact kids not coming to school. So I also wanted to give, since we are again at the end of marking period number 3, some discipline data. So this slide provides, my apologies for not changing the title at the top. That should be September all the way through March. So the numbers you'll see in the second marking period drop. That's a normal trend, and an increase in the third marking period. A lot of that, Sarah will attest, and so can Miss Roberts, is that March is a very long month right before spring break. And we do normally see an uptick in some behaviors in school during those last couple weeks of March right before spring break. I don't think that the discipline numbers are out of whack. We did have a wonderful meeting today regarding how we can better support some of our self-contained classrooms, particularly the self-contained classrooms that are for students with significant behavioral issues. And I think that some of the things that we talked about in the meeting today, when we start putting those in place from now until June, but then have a really full reset in September, we're going to be able to address some of those discipline referrals that probably shouldn't be coming as discipline referrals based on students' disabilities. So it's something that we're constantly looking at and revising to make sure that we're meeting student needs. I also wanted to just highlight some really great things that have gone on recently. So just a couple weeks ago, Mrs. Scott Snyder and her student teacher took 16 eighth graders to a Women in Sports Day, where they were able to interact with Division I athletes and almost 300 other female students from across the county. It was a really great experience and exposed them to a different level of sports than they would normally see. I also wanted to highlight the wonderful work of Mrs. Hemphill and Mr. Ed with our junior firefighters. They recently participated in some ladder training practice, and that program really impacts our community in such positive ways. So the work they do is so important, and I just wanted to highlight that for a moment. We're also going to have 2 parent community meetings coming up. These will start to be advertised from our public relations gentleman in the coming days. So on April 29th at 5 o'clock, we're going to hold what we're calling a looking forward presentation, where as an admin team, we want to highlight some of the things that are changing across the district for next school year to give the community and family a heads up about some things that are going to change logistically within the building. And then on May 5th, which I know is in 2 weeks before the board meeting, we need to hold our Title I parent meeting. This is a requirement of us receiving the ESSA consolidated grant monies that we receive every year that really help us with Title I, Title IIA, and Title IV. This meeting didn't happen last year, so we want to make sure that we're in full compliance. Parent survey went out a couple weeks ago. We got over 120 responses to the parent survey. So this meeting will be presenting those results and sharing some of the things that we will have in our Title I plan for the 26-27 school year. Both of these will have presentations that will then be put up on the website as well. So if people are not able to attend, they'll still be able to get all of the information. Elementary principal updates. So there's many of us serving in the role of elementary principal right now. So it's been a whirlwind of activities between Easter and spring break, the character word of the month, PBIS. And of course, field trip season is beginning. Poor Mr. Weaver in the transportation department does not have a day in May or June that probably is not booked with some sort of group going on a field trip. I did want to really bring your attention to, if you hadn't already seen the information, Mutt Madness was a project that was headed up by Mrs. Schmidt and the Elementary School Student Council, where they got donations for the SPCA. And you can see on this slide, 1,728 pounds of food, 712 cleaning products, and 686 boxes of treats and toys. And first grade was the winning grade level with the number of donations. And then those students were able to take a field trip to the SPCA and present everything that had been donated. And it was just a wonderful time for them. And now we'll do some middle high school updates.
So since my last presentation, the drama department presented The Wizard of Oz, weekend of March 13th through 15th, and 7 students were inducted into the National Honor Society on March 20th. That's our largest induction group for several years, so
Yeah.
really proud of that. Yeah. Last week we had our honor roll celebration for grades 7 through 12. In the cafeteria, they had brownie sundaes and we raffled off food items. They love to get a bag of chips or a box of Twinkies. And spring sports are well underway. I know we've had a lot of rescheduling, a lot of, switches because of the weather, but well underway with those competitions.
And that concludes our presentation this month.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions on any of that?
Just got one for Sarah, since Pam had mentioned, board candidates, have you had any, interest from the student?
We do. We have 2 applications. Yeah, I think that. Did you mention that to the individuals that were here tonight? Yeah, the ones that were
Oh,
here.
both of them were,
Yeah, she said it. I didn't know if everyone heard. I probably heard because I'm close.
One was, let's say they both told me they were.
One was, but one was not.
It's not interesting.
Okay. That's great.
Okay.
And the Wizard Bus show was great.
Yes.
We haven't announced it yet. I'm waiting to announce it to the students on Saturday, but we did receive 4 awards from the Theater Association of New York State. I haven't announced what the awards are. So, but we did receive 4. They'll be
Perfect.
out Saturday and then publicly won't sit on Monday.
Thanks.
Pretty excited for them.
Very nice.
Thank you.
on to board committee reports.
We have had meetings.
Oh, we got that on any.
Budget personnel and negotiation isn't really anything that we can report out on. Other than, I mean, there might be a couple of things that are on here for action items tonight. This is for the auditors. Yeah, so Erin had discussed with us the, yeah, the responses for that. Aside from that, though, I don't think there's really. I had attended the Allegheny Cattaraugus Rural, I always say this wrong, Cattaraugus Allegheny Rural. But. Sure.
Whatever.
Whenever she's talking, I'm gonna think of it in a minute. I do this every time though, but I did attend it.
Delegate.
Yes, I attended that as a delegate. They proposed the annual budget, which is usually a pretty modest budget. Aside from that, there, of course, and I think I passed along to you guys, April 29th, which I think you just gave that date out for something else too. But April 29th, that night is when they are doing essentially like in place of the legislative breakfast that we used to have, having the representatives come to dinner. We have a bunch of different people lined up to speak, and wanted to relay and encourage, school business officials, superintendents, and as many board members that would like to come.
I think it's already up.
Okay, I misspoke. It's the 30th.
Jeez.
I signed.
Thank you.
I signed up.
Thank you. Thank you. I probably was thrown off because 29th was up there. But yeah, so aside from that, there wasn't necessarily anything else worth noting at that meeting, but.
Thank you.
So just to speak to the audit RFP, I believe Pam included the 3 responses in your packets. Very competitive. Recommendation is to change auditors. It came in, at a lower price, and I think it's just good to get a fresh set of eyes on things. So that's what we recommendation on the board agenda tonight.
Yeah, we had a discussion of me on this, and went with her, what she felt was best. Obviously, that's her role, her job. And I agree with it. It's a fresh set of eyes, something that, we've continued having the same auditor year after year. So maybe there's something in there they were missing and,
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with BWB, but we'll see, give another firm a try.
Yeah.
With
all right, well, now we'll move right on to Aaron. Move to financial reports.
So this information I'm presenting tonight, nothing has changed since the work session, but just kind of wanted to do a more formal presentation. Anybody that's watching this?
Power on next time. Oh, that's good. I was like a little spicy.
Okay, so just to give a brief recap of the budget, like I said, nothing has changed since the work session a couple weeks ago. We have not received the final numbers from the state, so we are This is a balanced budget off of the executive budget from the governor. So hopefully that will come out within the next couple of weeks. Like I said, it's never gone down, so this is best case scenario. The retirees that are included in the budget, Paula Roberts, Marina Chamberlain, Linda Warner, Darla Babbitt, and Chris Fortin. So Chris is actually done now, but his official date is June 30th. And Marina is done at the end of September, so she'll have a few months with us still in this budget. Some of the increases, the contractual increases are the largest. The health insurance coming in at 8%. It's quite a large increase to the budget. Some additional staffing is included, first grade teacher. We did the kindergarten this year, so that group is continuing on up. So an additional teacher is needed. Special ed, I think we just really cut too thin. Got the special ed department too thin in previous years. So we are going to be adding in another special ed teacher along with a teacher assistant, just for some additional support in the special ed department. Teacher aides, 38 are in this current year's budget, so we will be increasing that to 39. Seems like we are always adding teacher aides. Special ed, we are anticipating a student going into a 611 BOCE placement, which is quite expensive. So that is included in the budget. We still are anticipating revenue from outside districts, bringing special ed students into our classrooms. That's still to be determined. Adriana is working with other CSE chairs to see, if there's any needs over the next school year. Our debt service, we did a band borrowing this year for our capital project. So the principal and interest payments will be in the 26-27 budget. So that's going to look like a large budget to budget increase, but it's directly offset by the building aid coming in from the state. Our New Visions program, the medical New Visions, 2 students are accepted into that program for next year, which is great. A new school bus, which is offset by our transportation reserve. This is going to be wheelchair accessible, so it's going to be a little more expensive compared to previous years, but this is much needed. And then our out of district tuition, which we've increased from 1,000 to 1,200 this next school year. Just a recap of the revenues. Like I said, these are just projected amounts at this time. Our foundation aid, we are projected to receive quite a large increase of just over 8%. This is largely due to our enrollment increasing slightly. So, and the change in the formula. The building aid, like I said, this is mainly due to our capital project in our principal and interest payments. So this is going to be directly offset those payments, as well as some of the savings that we'll be receiving from the EPC. UPK funding, this is a big push from the governor. They are looking to increase the amount of funding quite significantly for districts to offer 3- and 4-year-old pre-K programs. So the allocation per pupil for us is increasing. So that is what this increase is reflecting. The tax levy, we are proposing a 1% increase, which is just under $32,000. So really not significant, but yeah. So here's just the budget to budget summaries. Like I said, it's going to look like quite a large increase budget to budget, but this is mainly due to that debt service payment. So it's 6.45% budget to budget, and the tax levy, as I just mentioned, is 1%. And then, as Pam mentioned earlier, the board seats, these will be five-year terms. Jeremy Marsh, Jamie Wilson, and Michelle Kelly. And then the vote details, we will be going back to the one vote site here at GB. So, and that will be Tuesday, May 19th. Any questions?
Is there gonna be a different pickup for elementary students on the 19th, or is that all gonna be the same?
No, we'll adjust that to make for the pool vestibule.
Any other questions?
Thank you very much, Aaron.
I will keep you updated when I hear when the budget gets released, see if those any numbers have changed.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Right. Can I get a motion to approve the correct?
Oh, you got it.
Next.
Yeah, Tim and James actually beat all of them. Tim with the motion, James with the second. Favor?
Aye.
Hey,
Opposed? They get a motion to approve the warrant.
I'll motion.
Michelle with the motion,
Second.
Tim with the second. Any questions, comments, concerns with that? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Can I get a motion to approve the revenue status appropriation status detail reports? Max with the motion,
A second.
Jamie with the second. Any questions, comments, concerns with that? All in favor?
hey,
Opposed? Can I get a motion to award the bid to MMB and Company for the audit?
I'll second.
Sean with the motion, Michelle with the second. Any questions, comments, concerns with that? Favor?
hey.
Opposed? Carried. All right, can I get a motion to adopt the 2026-27 school year budget?
So moved.
First there.
Go, James.
All right, James with the motion, Tim with the second. Any questions, comments, concerns on the budget? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Can I get a motion to approve the property tax report card? Jamie with the motion,
Second.
Sean with the second. Any questions, comments, concerns with that? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, I need a motion to approve the national gas bid.
All motion.
Next with the motion.
No, you go ahead.
Michelle with the second. Any questions, comments, concerns on that? All in favor?
Hey.
Opposed? Motion carried. On to the consent agenda. You all had time to read it? Can I get a motion? Consent agenda.
Second.
Motion, Max with the second. Any questions, comments, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, I need a motion to approve the 2026-27 BOCES budget.
Motion.
Jamie with the motion,
Second.
Tim with the second. Any questions, comments, concerned on that? You all read that? It's time to read that booklet.
Plenty of time to read it. It's perfect.
You're very welcome.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, I need a motion to cast a vote for BOCES board members.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Tim with the motion, Michelle with the second. All in favor? Opposed? All right, I need a motion to approve under memorandum of agreement. The Allegheny County Board of Elections, the Genesee Valley Central School.
So moved.
And with a motion. I'll second. John with a second. Any questions, comments, concerns on that?
You were kind of following up on some of that. That sounds like those conversations went well. Okay.
Right, so this motion allows us to be compliant with the new law, which was effective April first. It's called the Dr. John Flatow Voting and Elections Database. Basically, it's saying that there's this new law requires school districts to electronically submit vote results for all votes happening in a school district. And although we don't have guidance yet on how exactly those votes would be electronically transferred to the state, by moving to electronic voting machines, it'll allow us to have that done through the County Board of Elections and just be compliant with the process.
And that's a one voting machine.
We'll have one voting machine, they'll print the ballots. I spoke with a couple other superintendents in Allegheny County, and a lot of schools are moving to this format for this budget vote, just to have the ease of the process and the securing of the results sent correctly to the state, so.
Something we have to keep doing using voting machine, would it be beneficial to maybe in the future buy our own? Or is it gonna be cheaper just to give them money?
This is up to $1,000 or.
It says up to $1,000 in the information that Pam received when she went to the training. For the printing of, let's say, 300 ballots and the use of the voting machine, the cost was under $250.
And it's their support too, so, I mean, we had some support, but like if the machine malfunctions, we can call them and they'll come out.
Any other questions, comments, concerns on that? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. All right, personal action items. I need a motion to accept the resignation of Kelly Wall. Thanks, with your motion.
Second.
Michelle in a second. Any questions, comments, concerns with that? All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? Motion carried. I need a motion to accept the resignation of Brian Edmister II as the aquatic director effective June 30th, 2026. Motion. James with the motion.
I'll second.
Michelle with the second. Any questions, comments, concerns with that?
And budget mentioned.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I need a motion to create and appoint an elementary teacher.
A motion.
Yeah, second, sorry.
Yeah, I was trying to read through there.
Okay.
It's kind of different than we usually do it, isn't it? Don't we usually create a position and then vote on that and then hire a
This is an
person?
existing position though, correct?
It says create.
Oh, okay.
It's the additional.
Create and appoint, okay.
Last year we started.
But you got that? All right, that's not a problem. I just was confused there because usually we create it and then the next line down, we would hire that
I
person.
think
It's just the first week.
we did that a little bit at the end of the year like this, is to try to get some of these teachers that if we take 2 months, we might lose them.
Right.
This is the first grade teacher we're adding, right?
So who made that motion on that?
It was Sean made the motion, I had second.
Sean Max. Any questions, comments, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? Motion carried. Congratulations, Morgan. All right, here we go again. All right, I need a motion to create and appoint special education teacher Jill Coleman. Tim with motion,
Second.
Jamie with the second. Any questions, comments, concerns of that? Favor? Opposed? All right, I need a motion to accept the resignation of Jeremy Marsh as a substitute bus driver.
Motion.
Thanks for the motion.
Awesome.
Sean with the second. Any questions, comments, concerns on that? All in favor? Opposed? I need a motion to accept the resignation of Miranda Hempel as the GVCS Stand AM advisor.
Second.
Tim with motion, Max with second. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Any, hasn't even been put out there. That it's available.
It will be posted after tonight's meeting. We need to accept the resignation.
Yes. Don't know if there's anybody clamoring. Do it, but
Any other questions, comments, concerns? All in favor?
I,
Opposed? Motion carried. I need a motion to approve leave of absence for Elena Ebert.
A motion.
Michelle with the motion. Max with the second. Any questions, comments, concerns on that? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Informational and discussion. Is that to you, Dr. Kennard?
All right, so we have 1 week break between the next couple of meetings. So we have a meeting tonight, we have a break next week, then Tuesday, May 5th is our public budget hearing and our regular meeting. Then there's a week break, and then the following May 19th is the district election and accept the vote results, which is a meeting that we have at 8 PM, I believe, when the 8:30, when the polls close. And then we have the next scheduled meeting, regular meeting of the board on June 10th. Under information and discussion, we had presented the draft of the board meeting dates for the 26-27 school year. We'd really like to be able to approve those at the May 5th meeting, as well as setting the date for the reorg meeting and the retreat. So if you all would be able to have a chance to look at those dates,
looks good.
and we need to choose the reorg meeting
Sure,
date.
got sent.
You'll figure.
Right, I understood. Yeah. Remember that the policy, the guidance from the state changed for this year, and that reorg meeting has to be had by the Monday following the 21st of the month in July. And this year, July 21st is a Monday. So instead of just having
Yeah,
that first
3
week of
weeks,
July, we now have basically 3 weeks to get the meeting in. It would just be very beneficial to try to hammer that date down, as well as the date when you'd like the board retreat, just so we can start working on securing a place and getting things set up. So
I like doing the same time.
Yeah, we're gonna continue doing the reorg and the retreat at the same time.
Just because that's
We
something.
didn't do that last year.
I know.
We didn't, no, we didn't.
No.
I just like
Maybe
the,
we feel like it's too rushed. Like, I don't know.
I just like the idea of not, not having, there are 2 time blocks. You can reserve it all. But it's,
I think we didn't do it last year because we were,
Because we wanted Paige.
you were waiting for me.
yes.
yeah, so I think it was the only reason we didn't.
Right. I don't really have that real strong feeling one way or the other, whatever works for you guys.
I mean, because the reorg typically is a 10-15 minute, right?
No, reorg is
That's the
where you do
long,
all the.
All the appointments.
And
that's why it was usually a day
Always work in the
a
past.
day or a day and a half of
It's like with the
Order
overnight
retreat.
one, so you would have like one day, and then you would have the morning and the next day. Have The reorg after that.
We did it also one year. but-
That was 2 years, no, or last
So,
year.
yeah.
upstairs.
2
years.
Before I think it was the Italian.
Yeah, I think we did do it, Italian.
We did Natalia, let's see. Oh, it's just food for thought, you guys think it over and know by the next board meeting what you guys prefer, or send a text or an email out. To me, it's 6, 1/2 a dozen. I don't know how much we have to tackle during the retreat. I really don't. Compared to what we had to tackle last year, so. It's. So just keep that in the back of your mind and send a text out an email, we'll go from there.
Okay, so you want to decide next month meeting and then vote on it, or approve this, which one for the 19th meeting?
Yeah, we have an agenda come up, right? For the next meeting, so if we can get, an answer from the agenda, I can. Whoever else is at the agenda meetings, we can just throw it onto that to our retreat or your. So we're not too far out. So if we just communicate within the next 2 weeks. That work for you guys?
Great.
Just make sure you guys look at all the dates and confirm those too.
I mean, I'd like to say right now I'm good to go, but I'm pretty sure Danielle's got my calendar, so I don't know. I know I'm going somewhere, I just don't know where.
Fourth of July week, right? You know this about you.
All right,
I'm all set, thank you.
all right. Can I get a motion to enter into executive session? James. Ash. Second. All in favor?
I
Opposed? Here.
love that you both board meeting and tables meeting tonight. And then just a lot of great.
Let me read.
Will the vote acceptance be out front like we did last year?
Yes.
I think so.